What is up guys, Jean here, back with another 2 review unboxing on the Maono microphone. I'm going to go ahead and be comparing it against the other microphones that I have, so the Rode Video Micro, the standard audio coming from my camera itself, as well as a Miracle Sound lavalier that I have on top of this Fifine lavalier microphone. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. Alright, so right here I've got the Maono AU-A425 Plus Professional Innovation Microphone. So let's go ahead and unbox it, but before we do that, we're going to go ahead and run through some of the specs that's laid out on this box. So you can see that it says large diaphragm condenser microphone kit, and in this picture you can see that it comes on the arm swivel with a pop filter as well as some sort of tripod thing in order to be able to hold it. There's not much information on the sides of the box, except for this side it does show some information. So here you can see that it says high resolution 124 kilohertz, which is 24 bits. And you can see that it's compatible with both Mac and Windows OS. And the primary version of recording audio is the cardioid polar pattern. It has a diaphragm of 25 millimeters, mic capsule, then it has a professional sound chipset. It has a full metal casing and it uses USB 2.0 plug and play, which I'm not too sure why it's not USB 3.0, but it also comes with the boom arm stand included, so it's easy to set up and use for your YouTube setup if that's what you are using it for. So let's go ahead and run through some of the specs on the back side. So you can see here the frequency rate that it does. Here you can see the polar pattern, which you can see is the cardioid version, and this is a little bit different in terms of the types of ways that you can record it, because there is the cardioid bidirectional, omnidirectional, and stereo versions, which is typical on other microphones such as the Blue Yeti, but this is a recording mic, so it doesn't have that capability. So here it lays out some of the typical specs, which was also labeled on the other side of the box. So here you can see it has more specs that is in the Amazon layout of itself, and then here it kind of shows you how to put the device together. So let's just go ahead and unbox it and see how this is. So this is an easy to unbox where it's just a pull tab like that, and we're going to go ahead and lift it and then open it up like that. Alright, so you can see what's inside the box, and here you can see it is the manual, both in English, Chinese, and Korean it looks like. But I'm only going to go ahead and walk through this if I have problems setting up the microphone, because it does say that it's easy to set up, so it should just be a simple plug and play. But here it goes over all of the parts that come with it, so we're going to see that in a bit. And here you can see how they show you the format that you are supposed to use it in versus backwards, because it is that cardioid. So if you have the logo in the front, you are using the proper format, versus if you have the logo facing the other side, then you're not going to get as great of a sound. Looking at the rest of the box, here's just their customer service card, typical with a lot of Amazon orders these days. So that's it. Then first off, we get a look at the pop filter, and it has that M logo. It's pretty good build quality because it is all metal. Then here we can see it's that tiny tripod stand that will be able to support the microphone if we choose to have it on our desk versus on that arm swivel. Removing this first layer of styrofoam, we can then see the rest of the package. And it's nice that they come with their own little wire management, and you can see here that it says that it's branded. So this will be super useful in terms of managing the different cables that come with it. And this is the typical cable that you would use. So you can see that this is the end that would go into the microphone. Then there's the USB 2.0 output. This is a little filter. I'm not sure what this is called, but it is a good thing to have to help prevent some of those extra P sounds and filter out a little bit of the extra noise that you get. Alright, then we have the arm that is going to be able to hold the microphone, as well as the little segment that will be used to attach the little arm swivel to your desk. However, I am not going to be using the desk setup just because I don't plan on using it for that method. So I plan on just using it with that tripod that we saw earlier. Now you can see this is the part that will be holding the microphone. And then let's just go ahead and take a look at the microphone itself. So it comes in a little plastic encasing. And here we take a look at the microphone. So you can see that it's branded in the front with their logo. You can see the sensor through the little mesh there. So if you have it like this where you don't see the logo, you're recording your audio wrong. And then if you have it this way, you are recording it right. And then you can see the input on the bottom is what we had shown you before with that wire. There is no power cable needed, so it's just simple plug and play. And we're going to see how simple it is to set up. So let's go ahead and start putting it together. So I'd never put something like this together before, but it looks like you would use these two clamps here, which looks like kind of like a binder clip that would then open up this type of circular area where you can then slip in the microphone once you have it opened. So once you have it in deep enough and adjusted to where you would like, then you can go ahead and leave it, then it's good to go. And let's go ahead and see what this piece would attach to. It looks like that is just a simple screw from the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and just screw that in, because this is the only piece that I'm really going to be using it with. I don't have a real setup where I'm able to use that arm swivel, so this should do for now. And then you can adjust the angle with this little lock here. So we're going to go ahead and leave it as a 90-degree angle. And then we're going to go ahead and test it out, because this tripod looks much smaller than I thought it would be, but it seems like it would be able to hold up its weight. And then now let's just go ahead and plug it in and see what it sounds like. Right now I am recording the audio using the Fifine lavalier that I had featured in a video a couple months ago. So if you haven't checked that video out before, feel free to check your little iCard right there, and I'll have a link in the description section down below as well. But this is what the microphone looks like. We're going to go ahead and test out what it sounds like now. All right, now that we have unboxed the microphone, we're going to go ahead and do a compare and contrast to see how all of the different audio inputs sound. Now, I don't think I really have to do a test on the Fifine, because that's always the audio that you guys normally hear. So this whole intro, outro piece of the video is recorded using the Fifine lavalier microphone that's got that wireless transmitter. And right now, I'm going to go ahead and switch to the Rode Video Micro that I have sitting on top of my camera. So this is the audio that you would normally get. I do always have the noise reduction done in Final Cut Pro, where it gets rid of some of the weird static that you hear in the background. So that also plays a factor, because the audio coming from the microphones do sound a little bit more crisp and clean when I do that noise reduction. Alright, and now this audio is going to be recorded using the Miracle Sound lavalier. So the reason why I have it held up close to my mouth is just because it's kind of confusing if I already have the other lavalier microphone on there, and plus I find that the sound quality isn't as good as the Fifine, so I have to hold it a little bit closer to my mouth in order to get some good sounds. So I'm gonna go ahead and clip it onto my shirt right here, and then you guys can see if you hear the difference. So this is the audio quality that it sounds like recording straight from my Canon SL2. And of course, if you want a more crisp sound, then you want to go ahead and use an external microphone. So what I normally use is the Rode Video Micro, and the main reason is because I can plug that directly into my camera, where I don't have to deal with syncing up the audio in post. But most of my videos, I do use the Fifine lavalier mic, where I do sync it back up in post. So that's not that bad of a deal, because you want more of a great sounding audio, because a lot of people, sometimes they don't really watch your videos, but they just listen to it. So you want to make sure you have that nice clear audio for them to listen to. All right, so right now the audio that you hear is coming from the Maono microphone. I don't have it that close in the view just because of where it's placed on my desk, but I'll go ahead and record a little snippet for you on my iPhone. So here we can see that I have the microphone on this little tripod stand right here, and the audio is recording straight from this into my computer, as you can see right there. So I'm using QuickTime Player right there in order to be able to record it. And you can see I'm already using the cable management system right there. And right now we're gonna go ahead and just test out the audio. So this is with me facing it in the correct direction. I'm about a hand and a half away from the actual microphone itself. And now we're gonna go ahead and turn it backwards. So if I have the logo facing away from me as shown in the pamphlet of how not to use the microphone, you can see how it sounds a little bit different just because of how the cardioid sound is supposed to be. Now I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back and then see if you guys can hear a difference between the microphone using it the right way versus the wrong way. Now, one of the downsides of this microphone using the tripod version is that I was trying to use it with the pop filter on it, but there's no way to do that with this tripod because there's nowhere to be able to hook the little pop filter on. So you can see the pop filter uses this weird like mechanism right there in order to be able to clip on, which works if you are using the arm. But because I'm not using the arm and using this tripod version of it, this is what I get instead. So it's fine because it has its own little windscreen pop filter here that I'm using instead. Thank you so much for watching my unboxing video on the Maono microphone. If you guys liked it, feel free to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for further content. If you have any suggestions on things that I should review next, feel free to drop it down in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys next time.